Hey y'all, and welcome to PolitiBrawl. My name is Brian, and Mark Wayne Mullen does not hold back on Bernie Sanders for supporting this terrible woke book.
And I'm going to read exactly what this book says. You guys might find it interesting. A long time ago, way before you were born, a group of white people made up an idea called race. They sorted people by skin color and said that white people were better, smarter, prettier, and they deserved more than everybody else. This would be taught if we socialize our pre-K system. This would be taught.
Do you disagree with that findings in the book?
1,000%. How about we teach Jesus loves me? How about this? In teaching Jesus loves the little children, the lyrics go, red and yellow, black and white, they're all precious in our sight. Now, which one would you think would be better? I'll ask everybody on the panel, which is better to teach? This, that is a story that was made up to teach our kids, 3-year-olds who have no idea what race is, now all of a sudden is being taught that white people said this as a truth. Someone point at me that this being a truth, that white people developed race, that white people developed that all of a sudden that was our word that we developed. By the way, I'm Cherokee, Native American. I think we have experienced a little bit of racism before in my life, Chairman.
Ooh, smart move. Using their own language and rules against a leftist. It's beautiful to watch. And it's going to get even better for Mark Wayne Mullen because you don't want to get into a tangle with this guy.
Senator Mullen.
So I ask everybody on the panel, which one is better to teach? This or the Jesus Loves Me lyrics? Ma'am, I'll start down here. Just tell me which one. I don't have time for an explanation.
What I'll tell you, Senator Mullen, is that what children in these early years develop their identity.
The question.
It's
the
important,
question is which
it's
one
important that our classrooms are.
I'm just asking which one is better.
Let her answer the question, please.
My question is this.
She will
which
answer
one
it
is
if she
better?
sees fit.
Which one is better?
It's important that children's identity and language and culture are recognized.
That's not answering my question.
And that's what creates strong executive function.
If you don't want to answer my question, that's fine. Let's move on down the panel. Which one is better to be taught? This book or the Jesus Loves Me lyrics? That says everybody's skin doesn't matter. They're all precious in His sight.
I think it's important to teach that all children are seen and valued for who they are, and that's
so. But when you teach this, don't you think that other people are start saying that white kids are to blame?
I think it's important.
It's exactly what they're going to teach. It's exactly what it is, ma'am.
Yep, that's what they want to teach, and that's the point. Racism in this country has almost completely gone extinct until they started talking about race again. We were getting better, things were going great, and you had to interject racial politics. Just why do they do this? I'll explain later.
I disagree. First, it is important that we teach Jesus. And
Absolutely.
Jesus is what we teach.
So which one is
but
better?
But the reality
is... So do you think this is
Could
the
she
right
answer the question, please?
No, I don't want reality. I'm asking the question, which one is better? That's exactly what it is.
Got it on tape.
Misspoke. So what I'm saying is which one is which? Which one is better to be taught, Mr. Chairman? Is it this, or is it the Jesus?
Is your question directed to me or Ms. Woman?
Well, you keep interrupting me, saying they're not asking the question, and I wish you'd really stay out of my questions.
No. It's his question. He gets to dictate it.
Which one?
Not dictated. Ask the question.
Which one?
Talking to Ms. Woman, right?
Yes.
As I stated, Jesus is always first.
Absolutely. I agree with that. So let me end with this because I still have more time because the chairman kept interrupting me. I'm going to close with 2 quotes, okay? The first is from John Adams. It says, morality and virtue are the foundation of a republic and necessary for society to be free.
You know, outside that little Freudian slip that Mullen gave, which I'm going to be honest, it's pretty funny. Granted, the rest of his point's right, but that little Freudian slip at the end cost him a few points. But I'm not here to judge that. I am here to tell you, why does the left keep on pushing this ridiculous woke narrative down our children's throats? So there's 2 reasons for it. One is actually a good reason. It comes from a good place. They think that they are defeating racism once and for all, burying it deep down so we can finally end and everyone can be truly equal. That's a good idea. I mean, it's nice to think about utopia. until you find out that there's usually the word dis in front of it. That's what always ends up happening. Their utopias become dystopias. So that's the nice reason. The second reason, however, is far more dangerous because it's a grift. It is a grift for people. And a lot of people have made a lot of money on this grift thanks to the wonderful thing that is the internet. You can whip people up into a frenzy over basically nothing, over basic lies. And this started back in 2014 with the Trayvon Martin and the George Zimmerman incident. The media didn't tell you the part of the story where Trayvon Martin came back looking for a fight. They don't tell you that part. They don't tell you how much fentanyl was in George Floyd's system. They don't tell you that he took a whole bunch of drugs and started to hallucinate. And he asked to be taken out of the car and be restrained in that fashion. So they're grifting off of a point that shouldn't be talked about at all. Because particularly when it's a children's book. This is a book for kids. You'd think you'd be smart enough to go, this is a complex, nuanced topic. Let's teach it to third graders. That's how the left thinks. It's insidious. It's ridiculous. But you know what? There is a third thing. There's a third reason that some on the left want to talk about this. Because it's a way to destabilize the country to the point where it collapses and they can build the society they want. I know I'm putting a tinfoil hat on here, but Glenn Beck has not been that wrong, folks. That's just the reality. So, ultimately, what is better? Some terrible woke garbage that tells kids that white people are evil? Or a little nursery rhyme that simply says everyone is equal? If you think it's the first, then we got to talk a little bit more. If you think it's the second, you're awesome, you're based, and you know what you're talking about. Folks, that's all I got here for you today on PolitiBrawl. Catch you on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until then, y'all have a good one.